Dun 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 dun. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back. Glad you made it. It's another social production. We're doing it on October the 11th, 2024. It is Friday. Hope you're doing well wherever you are. If you're tuning in from Canada, down south in the United States, further down south, Mexico, further down south than that, South America, over there, East Europe, Asia, Africa, the Northwest Territories, over there back in Eastern Asia, Southeast Asia, over there in Saskatchewan, over there in the back here again in Canada, over there in Papua New Guinea, to the Caribbean islands, Jamaica, Wagwan, over there in Nigeria, Senegal, over there in Egypt, or all across the globe. Globally speaking, that is. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're, it's Friday and we're doing it. And again, if you're in Canada, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, despite the fact that your boy's single, he doesn't have a family to like celebrate with. It is gobble gobble. It's Canadian Thanksgiving, and we get two because we're Canadian. We get one, the Canadian one, and then we get the American one. Not so much in terms of like we don't, but we do get two. We get one, but we get two. So celebrate with your families. Go stab a turkey in the neck. Bring it back. Make sure you take your children with you. Ambush a family of turkeys. And yeah, if your child doesn't hunt it, he or she should not be able to eat that turkey dinner. Make them realize, because it's easy to have your kids just eating. You bring the turkey out on it's prepared. Mama's built the turkey dinner. Mama's crafted the turkey dinner. And guess what? Your kids don't realize what it takes to get a turkey. So give them slingshots, give them a bow and arrow, maybe a little musket, like a child-sized musket, and then find a slow turkey. Because if you're having your child go there and try to ambush a turkey or a family of turkeys, they're quite quick and they could be aggro. But nonetheless, make your children hunt these turkeys so that we truly learn what it means to be able to give the thanks to the Thanksgiving gods. God is plural, singular? I don't know. We're doing it together though. It is Thanksgiving weekend, and man, lots to discuss. It's just going to be a loose episode. It's going to be a loose episode again. If you're wondering what is this, if it's your first time, go ahead and subscribe on the YouTube channel so you help yourself, help your family members. Get rid of that gynecomastia. If you're suffering from gynecomastia, if you got them bitch tits, go ahead and subscribe on YouTube and watch your bitch tits evaporate over a period of 3 to 7 weeks. I guarantee it, but also there are no guarantees in life. But subscribe anyway. And yeah, you can just join the syndicate, join the familia right here with your boy. Leave a comment if you're suffering from gynecomastia, or if you're enjoying your gynecomastia. You know what I mean? A lot of people, bitch tits do get a little bit of that negative rap. Let's put a positive spin on droopy bitch tits on fellas. But let's get right into it, ladies and gentlemen. I believe it's hurricane season. I'm not quite sure if it's the season or if we just got a whole bunch of them, or just Florida flow, right? It's hurricane, rock you like a hurricane. I do want to, yes, it's hurricanes. It's one of those things that it's nature's way of just going a little bit spazzing on your ass. It's because nature's very much stagnant. Never mind, nature's all over the place. But nature, when it's doing hurricanes, it's basically going, I'm gonna have an episode of ADHD. That's because it's everything's kind of arranged. People have kind of, sorted things out. I'm just gonna rearrange things. Shout out to Florida. Shout out to the Floridians. Shout out to the ones with fluoride in their water. Shout out to the people of the orange state, the orange capital of the world, Florida. You're known for your oranges, if I'm not mistaken, right? The Sunshine City, the state of the Sunshine City with the sunshine tits and the sunshine oranges and the sunshine. Oh, it's good times in Florida most of the time. This past couple of days, not so bueno. I believe Wednesday was a horrible day in Florida, but nonetheless, and this is, I'll say it, I'm gonna. A lot of people will they're fence sitters is what I like to, fence sitting comfortably. They don't know where to take a stance when it matters. But here we take the hard stances. We go where most people are uncomfortable with making a decision. Are you for or against hurricanes? Do you support hurricanes? Again, I'm not going to be a fence sitter. I'm not going to be one of these people that, I'm going to just try to appease to the masses. We're not about that shit, man. I'm gonna take the hard stance here. I'm gonna go out there on the limb, despite the fact that some of you might be warning me right now, saying, no, don't take a stance on hurricanes. I will take a stance on hurricanes, because if we don't do it, then who will? Exactamundo. Muchas gracias, of course. How do I feel about hurricanes? I'm gonna just say it like it is. I'm gonna just speak my truth. And I'm gonna take a brave stance of going out on the limb and saying, I hate hurricanes. I despise hurricanes. When I see hurricanes coming, I just wanna like turn around and like move in the opposite direction. Hurricanes are nature's way of like funneling air, which is, all right, nature, good on you for funneling air coming at you with speeds of 200 miles an hour or some shit like that. It's really fast. 100 miles an hour, 200 kilometers an hour, really just windy, gusty conditions. It's nature just saying like, you got plans, you want to lock it down, you want to hold it tight, I'm gonna mess things up. And we look at nature and we're like, we're gonna fight you, nature. Or at least we're gonna try to avoid confrontation with you, nature. But my stance is that, I don't stand for hurricanes. I don't support hurricanes. I like my skies breezy with a chance of maybe sun and clouds, a little splash of rain now and again, but mostly sunny skies. If I see hurricanes, I'm not one of these like hurricane chasers. I'm not gonna, there have been times where I've chased a wind or two, you know what I mean? There have been times where, a lot of people are like, let's go in the eye of the storm. I'm like, I either go cockhole first in the storm or like vag first. I go in the vag of the storm. I'm not one of these guys or gals that are like, let's go in the eye of the storm. Let's get knee deep in the pee hole of this storm together. Let's go through the urethra of the storm if you really want to get down, fam. Everybody's like, let's get in the eye. Let's get in the tear duct of the storm. Let's not say we did. Let's go through the anus of the storm. Let's just dismantle the storm and make it uncomfortable. That's what I say. So I take a strong stance. Again, a strong stance, which a lot of people are not willing to do because a bunch of fucking fence sitters. I take a strong stance against hurricanes. I say abolish hurricanes once and for all. I'm sick and tired of this shit. How do we not control this? How does Mother Nature come up in here? It's 2025 almost. We should be able to get a bunch of strong vacuums and suck the air and just like dispose of it in a different opposite direction. Let us utilize these storms to tackle our enemies should we have any. They should know by now that they shouldn't be messing with us. Let our enemies be wary when there's a hurricane. Let them know that we can take the hurricanes and just send it in the opposite direction at any time. That's right, strong stances, and it's Friday. I do want to see a little bit of more control. I do want to, this is the whole hurricane coming in, doing its thing. I'm gonna just come in here and do a whole thing on my own. I don't think so, hurricane, because guess what? We got lasers. We've got hypersonics. We got elevators. We got fucking doorknobs, and then we got door handles. We got buttons. We got pulleys, we got strings, we got them all. So I say we double tag team laser the shit out of the hurricanes next time. Honestly, if we get these large wind, turbines or just really strong fans, industrial sized fans. So when we see the hurricanes and there's a tornado coming, just blow the tornado with if it's coming at you 100 miles an hour, you create a giant fan that's gonna exceed the speed of the tornado, maybe blast 150k, 200k an hour, 200 miles an hour, just blast it in the middle of the ocean. Just have it get out of here. I wonder what it is. Who's doing all this hurricane shit? Is it nature? Is it the wrath of the god? Is it nature? Could it be aliens just fucking with us? Whoever it is, it's time to take a stance and make a strong message. We will bolt down our houses from now on, even stronger than before. We will no longer make makeshift rooftops for our stadium so that just winds come and rip it off, because that's no bueno. And we will give all the funding from the insurance companies who are there for the people when people need them most. And no, you're not gonna go through you're not gonna have to get separate insurance, because insurance isn't about funny business. Insurance companies are all about looking out for people when they're going through a hard time. insurance, one step at a time, right beside you, or like kind of behind you. Insurance, we've got your back, but like make sure to read the fine print, because the time, like it depends when you need for us to have your back. Like hurricanes, tornado, if hurricane season, of course hurricanes are covered in insurance. Now, should the hurricanes lead to flooding? Now that is a different story. We don't cover flood. You should have read, if you read page 199, section 3C, you'll notice flooding, you need separate insurance for that, okay? So, but outside of that, and if it doesn't happen on a Wednesday, because if it, like any other day of the week, you're covered. Wednesday, whole day, you're not covered. But but most other days you are, unless it happens to be like, if it's a Monday of the following week, then you're not covered. But like honestly, any other day you're covered. Like a Tuesday, not the same week, or the following week, or like 2 weeks after or 2 weeks prior. But honestly, the Thursdays you are covered, unless we're talking if it happens between like 12 a.m. to 12 p.m. then you're not covered. If you should read the, again, fine print. But Saturday, Sunday, you are covered, unless it's like multiple tornadoes and the flooding exceeds 5 inches of what, then you're not covered. But outside of these circumstances, and like Sundays, you are for sure, because that's God's day. Sunday, you're covered by God, unless you happen to be like working, then you're not covered. But if you're working though, then you're covered. Although we should say, like, why did you leave your house knowingly that there's going to be a hurricane, tornado on a Sunday? You're not covered. But outside of it, so Monday through Sunday, you're covered. Read the fine print, but the insurance is right there every step at a time, and every dollar you pay is well worth the investment. Rooftops are not going to be included in the insurance coverage. Of course, we leave roof because like water doesn't exceed to the top floor. Roofs you're on your own. You need to replace your roof on your own. Everything, basements, not covered, because like why would you? We don't believe in basements. Really, like from floor level 1, 2, if you happen to be rocking a third floor, covered, unless like you have like an odd number of windows on your house, then you're not covered. And I should say, if you have even number of windows and you leave one of the windows open, then you're not covered either. But honestly, protection all around, funds being spent on the people who've been harmed by this horrible event. So the insurance is right there with you. But yeah, I take a strong stance against hurricanes. I don't stand for it, man. I say we redirect it, put up walls. By now we should have technology for like automatic walls to go up. If we notice a hurricane or like a tsunami, all of our like borders with the water should have some sort of like metal giant wall that just, you press a button, a fucking 100-meter long wall goes up automatically. There's no splish splash sploosh. You're covered by the wall. Invest in walls. What else could you do to, we could somehow, because again, we did notice that the hurricanes, tornadoes are a little bit ADHD. If we could kind of channel that energy of the hurricane, make it a little bit autistic, so that maybe perhaps you could have your home replaced neatly on top of another home, kind of like Lego pieces stacked on. Maybe you went from like a bungalow to like a duplex now. Sure, you got a new neighbor, but that's nice. You got a new home. That'd be, if we could just again focus that attention a little bit, make it exciting. But that is where I stand, and I don't want to see any of this pussyfooting around where you stand on hurricanes. You're either with us or you're against us. Leave a comment. I'll say this, I am also, because it does take a while to get the walls up, it does take a while to get the giant industrialized fans going. You got to find a plug near the hurricane, and you don't know where they happen to pop off. But there is a job that I'm looking to, because I see it out there. It is exciting. I do want to put myself out there. Just want to let people know I'm available. Totally avails. We're gonna just go through this together. Hurricanes coming in, hurricane reporter, reporting on the hurricane. Take one, action. No, drama. Take one, hurricane reporter, drama. The winds are really gusty in this hurricane. I'm reporting from the anus of the hurricane. The winds are 200 miles an hour, and it's raining cats and dogs, and this hurricane is crazy. I don't know why I'm sent out here, despite the fact that we have had years of coverage of hurricanes and tornadoes. Splish, splash, sploosh, splish, splash, sploosh. Water is going in my boots. I have about 6 inches of water in my boots. Oh, a seagull is in my mouth. I'm a reporter reporting on hurricanes. This hurricane is wet. Ladies and gentlemen, this hurricane is moist, and the authorities have told you to stay calm, remain calm, disperse in a frantic manner. Do not lose your cool though, because if you lose your cool, you'll lose your lives. But also you want to get out of here, man, because there's not enough time. Splish, splash, sploosh, splish, splash, sploosh, water, water. Oh, there's a seagull in my mouth again, once again. There's a cow. Oh my God, the twister has picked up a cow. There's a giant cow spinning in midair. Oh my God, I got hit in the face with a cow. The cow's got a huge cock. I was not expecting that. Reporting from the anus of the storm. We will not stand for that. We will wait until everything is cool, calm, and collected. Once again, there seems to be some people residing in their boats on water. Let us check on the boatmen and women who have decided to stay put on the water. Sir, how do you feel about living on water while there's a storm coming? I feel safe in the water, because the water is wet, and when there's rain and storm, you want to be already wet. Nice reporting. Back to you, Jim. You can check on me in about 20 minutes, and I'll give you more news from the Vag of the storm. Jim? Jim? Oh no, the tornado's taken out Jim. Jim, why didn't you join me on the field, Jim? I told you it's safer outside. And cut. Let's do that one more time. Reporting from the tit of the storm, take 2. And melodramatic action thriller comedy. Hey, just reporting from the Vag of the storm here, from the tit of the storm. Splish, splash, sploosh. This reporter is not fazed by any storm. I've been reporting on storms since '79, and I can tell you, this one is different in the sense that it's wet, but it's more wet than the other storms. There's wind. Reporting about the tornado. There's tornadoes across over there. There's a lady. She's lost her bra. Oh, crazy. She threw her. I don't know if she threw her bra at me. She was probably she's reaching out, trying to grab my hand. Fool me once, I'm not gonna get dragged into the middle of this storm right here. I'm gonna stand right here and report. The wind conditions are gusty, and it is coming in strong, ladies and gentlemen. The rain is, normally you'd have rain kind of like hit you in one direction, where I can tell you this cool, calm, collected reporter is just experiencing rain from all different directions. I actually don't even know if it's, kind of looks like if it's coming up. The rain seems as if it's coming from the ground up, which is abnormal, but we've seen that before in my 37 years of experience reporting on tornadoes/hurricanes. Back to you, Jim. And cut. That was okay, but I want to let's do this, but we're going to be a little bit the guy who's, I like where we're going with this, but you're a little bit sad now about the hurricane. Reporting from the retina of the hurricane. Take 3, melodramatic action comedy, but also a little bit sad. I'm so sad to be here in the middle of the hurricane. This hurricane's a bummer, man. Winds are gusty, and it's splish, splash, sploosh city. 200 kilometers an hour, reporting from the retina of the storm. I just got hit in the face with a stop sign. My skull has been fractured, and I am suffering from major concussions. I'm bleeding right now. I'm hemorrhaging, bleeding. And it makes me feel like, man, I should have probably stayed indoor and maybe given you a look from the window. But I said to myself, no, my job is important to me. Although it does bring me a lot of sadness that I do see my family in the distance just flying, and holy crap, that's little Lucy. My goodness, little Lucy, it's gonna be hard replacing you, but daddy's got a lot more sperm. But I am sad. Remember, cut. Need you to stay more sad. Need you to stay more sad. Okay. Oh, Lucy, daddy's gonna have to build more of you now that you're gone. In the retina of the storm, reporting from the Vag of the Storm. I'm Rob Sadri, Channel 7 News. And cut. I think those are, again, you just gotta, it's me, guys. It's just your boy. You're like, how did you do that so naturally? How did you become a major news reporter of weather and tornadoes? It's because I take a lot of time and I take a lot of pride and joy in what I do. I don't let the wetness or the winds affect me. A lot of people are like, oh, what if my shirt gets untied? Bitch. Your shirt should have been untucked already. It's loose weather out here. Stay wet, stay dry. Our hearts do definitely go out. I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, this was a category 5. I don't know if are they rated in categories. This is a big one. Millions of houses have been affected, which sucks. But again, we do hope that the insurance coverage is fucking full blown. We hope that the care that needs to be given to people is fully given to the people who deserve it, to the people that are Floridians and whatnot. I don't want to see any monkey business going on with the funds, all right? I don't want to hear it. We didn't have enough funds. There's a new crowd of people coming in. There's an old crowd of people going out. I don't want to hear it. Ladies and gentlemen, let us skirt. If we can shift gears together. How to take power shits is one of the most fundamental questions that's being asked all across the globe. And it occurred to me that most shits are taken in private. Well, how do you assert power? How do you kind of exude power when you're taking shits in the private? Which is why I went out there and created the all-new 360 see-through shitter for you and your family members. Instead of going into some sort of a bathroom where you got to close the door and nobody can see inside and you can't assert power or dominance, we've created a bathroom specifically to a toilet bowl is made out of see-through glass. It's just pure glass. There's no ceramics involved. There's no heated seat or anything. It's just glass. You sit on this glass toilet bowl, and we've removed the walls of the bathroom so that everybody can actually see what you're doing. Technically speaking, we've replaced the location of the bathroom, aka the toilet bowl itself. Instead of having it in a corner of a house, we now moved it to the center of the house. Forget where your coffee table used to be. That is now the new location for the all 360 view see-through glass toilet. Whenever you have guests, whenever you have family or friends gathered, if you should feel like you need to take a dump, if you feel like, oh, I just ate a whole bunch of lamb chops, I just ate a whole bunch of lasagna, I just ate a lot of lo mein, I just ate a lot of pho, I just ate a lot of sushi, I just ate a lot of pizza. You're a pig, you ate all of that, no judgment here, but now you need to go. But instead of excusing yourself like you used to, simply sit down in the middle of your living room on your brand new glass toilet bowl and take a shit right in front of everybody. Watch them, just look at their faces, watch their reactions, and know that you now got them exactly where you want them, in the palm of your hands. This is one of those technologies that we first want to implement in houses and homes all across the nation, border to border, coast to coast. You could say we're bi-coastal. You could say we're tri-state. You could say that we're intercontinental because we're taking this shit globally. And that's right. Remove the walls of the bathroom. The toilet is now made of glass, and you get to sit there and imagine office spaces where you're having a difficult time kind of gathering the attention of the employees. You're a good boss. You give out, bonuses, you compliment people on their performance, but every now and again, without saying something, you need to say something. So, in the middle of a meeting, have us install a see-through full-blown glass toilet where you get to take a shit right in front of your employees and flush it, and the piping and everything else involved with the toilet is also made of glass and is see-through, so they get to see whatever you dispose of in your excrements, and they get to see it just fly down and all throughout the office. 12 floors in your office building, wonderful. All the employees from basement to penthouse will see your shit travel up and down, and they'll know who it is. It's boss man taking a shit or boss lady taking a shit. Of course, this will later on be available to employees as well, because we don't want to just, kind of like, it'd be a niche market. It would be if we were just going for like hierarchy, but we're going for more like, oh, there's enough for everybody. So assert yourself, be more powerful in your daily life, take power shits on see-through wall-less bathrooms, and again, clear see-through toilet bowls. You're welcome, everybody. We live in an age of technology and information is key to power and success, and also information is knowledge, and they say knowledge helps you find the truth. But what if there was some sort of assistance in your path of finding the truth? Introducing the all new improved Liar Liar Pants on Fire. Pants that will actually combust upon you speaking anything other than the truth, so that we can finally sit down and be like, if everybody's got a pair of these Liar Liar Pants on Fire pants, if somebody's saying something that is not truthful, then immediately their lower half of the body will just combust, and it will just just burst into a huge fire. They will not be able to put it out, because we made just like one of those trick magic birthday candles, which you light it up for your family, friends, your children. You're like, blow it out, happy 27th birthday, and then she blows it out and it sparks back. It's just like that, but for pants, which is great, because that way we could go through society and have everybody speak their truth and really just be truthful about shit. Which is outside of the fact that for funsies, it's okay to like mess around with the realm of whatevs. But if it's like important matters, well, I'm thinking we should actually deploy these to the all walks of life, but like more important jobs and roles in society where we really need, like, if you really want the truth, put a pair of these truth pants on, and we'll find out if you're telling the truth or not. If you're not telling the truth, again, these pants will automatically burst into flames. You will lose your genitalia. You will, if you have not shaved, all of your fur will be just gone. Everything's gone now. You've lost all the hair on your legs, which is actually nice. Now you don't have to shave. But if you don't pull the pants off now, you will definitely get first, second, or third degree burns. I'm actually not quite sure which one is worse. Like, is one the worst, or like it's like that's number one, we're the best in burns, or like does it go up in ranking and it gets better as it gets higher? Like second is kind of like mid. We could assert that the second degree is always mid. That won't change, and that's one thing for sure. We just fucking cracked the code right there, didn't we? Second is always mid, and the third could be, again, if you're going up in ranking, and like third is the highest level of the burns, the highest degree of, then third degree is what you'll get with our pants. And this could be, again, you could use it on your children if you see them kind of like, oh, are you doing your homework, little Johnny? Oh, I did my homework, Dad. Oh, then why are your pants on fire? There you go. I have a suspicion that your spouse or lover is maybe cheating on you. Buy him a pair of Liar Liar Pants on Fire. Maybe sit down at a nice restaurant, Italian dinner for the lovely couple. Oh, what'd you get up to today? How are your work relations? Oh, great. That's I'm cheating on you? What? Who said that? I'm certainly not. And the next thing you know, boom, pants on fire, or not, because she or he could be very faithful. But regardless, you will find out. Business deals that need to be conducted, you need to know that business opponents are being truthful, or is the business bringing in as much as you say it is, or is it not bringing in as much as you say it is? Are you cooking the books, or are you just kind of maybe letting the books kind of like simmer on like mid-level, not too much heat, but like you set it on the oven, you set it on the hot plate. It's just like you're not cooking the books, but like you're heating the cooks. Is that what you're doing? No, I'm not doing it. Then why are your pants on fire then? There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, liar, liar, pants on fire pants, get them today for you and your loved ones. Let us get to the juicy aspect of today's episode podcast. That's a wonderful show. It's a wonderful life. Hello. This one is for the homies. This one's for the home gals. This one's for the chicas. This one's for the chicos. This one's for the ladies. This one's for the gentlemen. This one's for the crowd. This one's for the peoples. How to eat ass like a professional. One of the biggest major questions on everyone's mind. How to eat ass professionally. Let us break it down into as many steps as possible. As many steps required to actually achieve our goal, which is eating ass. Now, when I say eating ass, I don't actually mean only eating ass. It could be giving head. It could be eating box. But mainly, specifically, we're just gonna use the term eating ass for maybe, mostly eating ass, but also vag/peen. But we're gonna concentrate today, and we'll come back. There will be other episodes where we'll discuss how to eat other stuff as well. But today, we're gonna just discuss how to eat ass professionally. Step one of many steps. Select the ass that you'd like to eat. For example, you're like, I don't know which ass I'm supposed to be eating. How do I know the ass is ripe? Because you can't, it's not like a melon or it's not like a banana where you can knock on it and be like, oh, do I hear that hollow sound from the inside of the banana coming at me? Oh, eat me, I'm ripe, said the banana. Asses don't work like that, unfortunately, despite the fact that it's 2025. It's a shame. So you're gonna have to go on your visual senses. Look and see what speaks to you, not so much in a verbal oral sense, more so in an innate kind of like, extra, non-verbal communication sense. What's telling you, what does it tell you when you look at an ass? Does it, are you looking for, and this is different for everybody, are you looking for a tiny waist, big hips, big bubble ass? Are you looking at, big waist, big ass, big thighs, big calves, big ankles, aka cankles? Does that turn you on? Are you looking at a V-shaped body? Are you looking at like a maybe like a pyramid-shaped body? What are you looking at? It doesn't matter. Whatever speaks to you. But step one, find the ass. Second step, schmooze, talk, yip yap, do whatever you gotta do. But you do have to. I've seen people make mistakes. And we're here to save lives today, ladies and gentlemen. I do see people, I don't blame people. There's so much, just extra noise outside. I've seen people make this amateur. All right, do not start eating ass with the pants or the skirt on. Remove that. A lot of people make that mistake when they're going and eating the ass with the clothing items still on the body, on the person. It's just not good. It'll still work, but it's going to take you way longer than it should to eat ass like a professional. So go ahead, after finding the appropriate ass, remove the items on their body. Hopefully by now, of course, you should be in some sort of designated area, a safe space, if you will, like a laundromat, like a backseat of a car, like an elevator, where the power of the building has gone out and you guys have pressed emergency, but there just seems to be no response from anyone, and you got 2-3 hours until somebody's gonna even notice that you're missing. My goodness, find yourself a suitable place. After removing the clothing items, start by, a lot of people will go, okay, the ass is out there, do I go just the head first? And no, not head first in the ass, my friends. Ladies, gentlemen, please take it slow. Start with the surrounding area, okay? You don't go to the park and immediately go to the picnic area. You'd walk around a little bit, look around, see what's out there. You know what I'm talking about? So just notice what's going on in and around the premise. Maybe start by kisses, teeny tiny kisses in and around the ass itself. Don't go for the asshole first. That is, once again, man, it actually makes me sad. It makes me a little bit Like I'm like, man, if the but we're making a difference together, and this is what we pull it in together, and we say, you know what, we learn from the mistakes of our ancestors, predecessors. We make certain people make mistakes, and we learn from them. And sometimes we too ourselves might make those mistakes. But it's okay. We learn. You learn is the key. But it does make me a little bit like, oh, I wish if I could just save one life from not eating ass correctly, or if I could just save a life and make sure that they eat ass correctly, I will, and I'm gonna try, and we're gonna try. So start with the surrounding area. It might be a huge ass, so you got a lot of playground to play with, which is good. Little kisses all around, little kiss on the ass cheeks. Go back and you're like, do I start with the left ass cheek or do I go with the right ass cheek? Are they ambidextrous? Do I go with my strong side? Do I, if they're, it really all depends on you. It depends on them. Should they, because it's, it's circumstantial. Like, let's say they are paralyzed on half of their body. Like, let's say their left side of the body is just paralyzed. Don't waste so much of your time kissing the left ass cheek if that happens to be the, person that you're about to just, go down on. Just concentrate on the right side. But that's kind of like, that's a rare circumstance. It doesn't happen too often. Most people are, they've got, hopefully, they've got their whole body and they can feel their senses, it shouldn't be that, most people are not paralyzed, but to the ones that are, just avoid the area that's basically a dead weight. Don't tell them that, of course. Every inch of them is beautiful, but you know what I'm talking about. If they're not feeling it, if you're like poking it with a stick and she or he can't even tell, then don't waste your time, because my goodness, time is of the essence. Time is gold. Time is the gold standard. Gold is, money's backed by, you know what it is, it's time. To eat ass properly though. So start with the surrounding area, work your way in little by little, get close to the asshole, lick softly. You're like, which way do I lick from the up to the down, or do I go from the down to the, or do I lick side to side, or do I go in like, do I go clockwise? Do I rotate my tongue in and around her asshole, or do I go counterclockwise? These are all fantastic. There are no stupid questions in here. There are no dumb questions in here. If you've thought about it, chances are most people too have thought about it. What I would like to suggest to you is, what are you comfortable with? Start with licking from the left to the right. Go do that for about 10-15 minutes, just from one direction to the, so one swipe, just swipe, just, make these sounds too. They really like it when you, just do that left to right for about 10-15 minutes. Kind of test out the water, see how it's going. Then switch it up. Then go from right to left. Really make these noises as you're going to, because you really want to make them feel good. And then if they're into it, go from bottom to top. Stick your tongue and just right there. Up and down, up and down, up, and do that for about 10-15 minutes. Then switch it around. You want to start licking from the top, bring it all the way down, because now you're getting all the juices of the asshole, like right in the center of the asshole itself. And just little by little, you want to stick your tongue in the asshole. And you're like, how do I do it? It takes time. Don't go full. I've seen people lose their entire tongue in an asshole. This actually happened 3 times back in '87, which was not reported, but duly noted anyway. Don't go full tongue in. Little by little, just little, like a baby, like a mother bird, kind of like feeding her baby birds. Just, like a little bit like that. If your tongue's not used to it, exercising prior to this whole procedure is very helpful. I suggest you get a vacuum. And when your partner is not around, stick your tongue in the vacuum and just let your tongue be just sucked on for hours. It will go dry, stay hydrated. If you can just boof a little bit in reverse, so you're staying hydrated at least while you're like, because the water, if it's getting replaced from your tongue, you gotta somehow stay, hydrated. So boof a little bit with water from the asshole, and that'll just kind of like create equilibrium for you. The point is that prepare. Don't go in again losing your tongue and come out here complaining, I lost the tongue in an ass eating accident. And that's just a sad story. Nobody wants to hear that. So work all around it. Start getting sloppy right now. And that's what you want to do. Slap it around, slap your tongue left, right, up, down, circular motions, counterclockwise, clockwise. Eventually, you do want to just open your entire mouth and stick your tongue in the asshole. Just stick it all the way in there, all the way in there. If you are not by now reaching inside their colon, you are doing it wrong, my friend. Take it out. Try again. Once again, stick your tongue all the way inside. You should be inside their intestines by now. You should really be doing it's kind of like it's a service. It's a service that's, it's an act of love. It's one of those services of love and affection. So to clean out their entire asshole with your tongue. Hopefully they've had a shower. If they're really into it, maybe they could have, gone a little bit inside themselves and cleaned up a little bit. But if not, then you're there to do that regardless, and it doesn't matter. Go in there, full tongue is now, your mouth is all around their asshole. Your tongue should be deep inside their body. The aim of our exercise is for you to actually be able to poke your tongue out of their mouth. That's really when you know you found the one. They don't say this anywhere, but it's one of the 12, 17 top 100 secrets of life. Top 1,000 for sure. For sure, top 1,000 for sure, homie. So have your tongue stick out of their mouth. That way you know that you are doing something right and you can feel proud about it. You could be like, yes, we did this together. While you're in there though, don't just feel around for other organs as well. This is a great time if you're like, I don't have insurance to get, physical checkups. The doctors don't pay enough attention to me. You got all the waiting and the online visits to the WebMD and all that. Get your lover, put their tongue inside your asshole and just have them feel around the heart. Squeeze the heart a little bit with your tongue. Check out the kidneys. Poke the kidneys a little bit. What's going on with this? What's going on with this diaphragm? Say ah, and then again, stick your tongue out their mouth, pull it back in, stick it, and that's how you know you've done it properly. Eventually, you want to squeeze yourself, tongue first, all the way inside their body. Insert your head up their asshole. Go fully immerse your head inside their asshole now. And what you want to do is just be inside their body and really clean it from the outside, eat it all the way out, and then do like a park, and then reverse, and then head back out face first out of their asshole. And you're wondering, is this the only way? Of course not. There are many methods. What I would recommend is if you're like, man, she's got a tight booty hole or he's got a tight booty hole. I mean, in some cases, I don't know, whatever you're up to. What I would recommend is give yourself some space. A lot of times people are like, oh, should I be tackling this situation closely or maybe give myself a little bit of space? Give yourself plenty of space. The tighter, the more space required for you to actually get inside the asshole to do the licky. I would highly recommend you get really thick rubber bands. Elasticity is key. Tie either side of the elastic rubber band to some sort of firmly stationed object, whether it find two trees, attach the rubber band to two trees, kind of pull yourself back, have her or him stand bent backwards, of course. Bent forwards, but bent backwards that's another episode when we go into the nitty-gritty of eating veg properly. Pull yourself back with the rubber bands, have her bent forward. If she's really tight or if he's really doesn't, I don't care, whatevs. Pull yourself back, pull yourself all the way back, and then release. Just get off your feet a little bit, let that rubber band just lunge into the asshole first. Lunge right in there and just smash right into her ass and start eating. And you're like, oh, I finally got my ass. I finally got my tongue inside her ass. Finally, so there you go. You're welcome. If that doesn't work, go on top of a really go on top of a high. Find the tallest skyscraper in your city. If you don't live in a city, if you're in a rural area, I hate to tell you this, but you're gonna have to make a trip to the city, fam. So go to the tallest skyscraper, have her stand on the street, bent over as if she were to pick up a dollar bill or whatever. You climb to the top floor, face dive first into her asshole, tongue out, and that way you have your tongue inside her asshole. If that doesn't work, then I would recommend join the circus, climb in a giant cannon, have her stand opposite said cannon, shoot yourself outside of the cannon, tongue out inside her asshole, or his asshole in some people's case, whatevs. And there you go. Now your tongue is deeply embedded into the asshole. Now you can do the licky licky again. You can go sideways, you can go upside down, inside out. What could you do as the recipient to ease the process? Again, a little bit of cleanliness would go a long way. Grooming, yes. Grooming, no, depending on your preference. Maybe leave a little bit of bush for the hard landings. Again, the people who are going the extra mile distance to, again, put themselves in a cannon or go on top of a building, or bungee jumping. If you like bungee jumping, have her or him on the bottom where the bungee reaches. If you're like in the middle of the, oh, we're gonna go on this bridge, we're gonna bungee jump off top of this bridge, and we're just gonna skim the water. Instead of skimming the water, have her bent over. Every time you bounce down, licky licky, bounce up, catch your breath, bounce down, licky licky, bounce up, catch your breath. And again, do this for 2-3 hours, and that should basically, kind of wrap it up. So together we did this. I know this was on everybody's mind, but this is the way to do it professionally. Of course, not everybody starts off as a professional. You work your way up to it. Do not limit yourself. You're like, I don't have any ass eating experience. Do not limit yourself. Do not say that, oh, when am I gonna, any professional doing whatever it is that they're doing in their profession was not a professional initially. They worked their way up. So you too have a chance of becoming a professional ass eater if you just believe in yourself. Go head first, put yourself out there and really say, you know what? I don't care how many times I'm gonna fail. I don't care how many times I'm not gonna get it. I'm gonna go in there and give it my all, my friends. So that's basically what I want you to do. Really go in there with an open heart, be open to experiences, and say, you know what? It's the ride that matters. It's the mode of transportation that matters, not where I'm going. I'm on a tight schedule. Perhaps a faster mode of transportation would be great, but whatever you're working with is sufficient right now. So that's also something to remember. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let us continue on Skirt. There's a new game in town and everybody's excited to play it. It's called Catch the Throw Up in Your Mouth and Pass It Around. This one's gonna be a global sensation. It's already started in Europe and the Americas, and low-key most of Asia is taking part. What you do is you start by throwing up. You throw up whoever's around you. The game goes like this. You catch the throw up from whoever just threw up. You catch it in your mouth. Then you throw up. Then whoever is next to you is supposed to catch the throw up in their mouth, and then find somebody, throw up in their mouth, and then they're supposed to catch it. And then whoever has ended up with the throw up in their mouth is supposed to again find another individual, throw up in their mouth, and they're supposed to catch it. And then that person is supposed to find another individual who would have them, receive the throw up from the 5 other people who throw. So the game basically goes like this. You throw up in each other's mouths, and whoever drops the throw up, whoever can't handle the throw up is a loser, fam. You're out of here. You're banished from society. We do this enough times, and we really separate the weakest links from our group. We separate the wheat from the chaff, as they say, the chaff from the wheat. We separate we just we shun them from society. We're like, oh, they're not dependable, can't handle a little bit of throw up in their mouth. And you're like, what about spilled throw up? Like if I want to make sure that I don't get it anywhere, but the best way to actually get the throw up from one mouth to one mouth is to actually lock lips, throw up directly in someone's mouth. That way you're not wasting the throw up. That's actually like, if you want to like, I don't want to say there's levels to this shit, but there's kind of levels to this shit. If you're like, oh, loosey-goosey, and I'm just going to get a little bit of throw up all over the place and no big deal. Well, then fucking, what are we even doing here? Playing for keeps, that's what we're doing here. So lock lips, throw up in somebody's mouth. And again, whoever spills the throw up is out of here. Gone. Get out of here. Not built for games that are made for strong men and women with strong stomachs. If you can't handle a little bit of bile fluid from a random stranger, then what kind of society are we even building? When brethren and sistren can count on each other to carry a little bit of throw up, think about all the men and women who went out there and did very difficult tasks. This game should be probably be taking place at least like twice a year to really like know who we can count on and who we can't count on. Or just for a good time, even if you're like, I don't really care if people, we don't need to actually banish people, but like low key, if you can handle a little bit of throw up in your mouth, then like, you're not invited to the party. Like, that's just the way it goes. All right, fine, you're invited to the party, but like, if it so happens to be the time that we're playing throw up game, the throw up and pass it around game, then low key, we know who to not pass it on to. A lot of times people are like, man, I need to spice up my work environment. And by that, I mean get out of work early. How do I do this? Causing a non-lethal accident at work is the number one way to kind of cut a, full day of work into probably half or even shorter than that. I suggest if you are working right now, you're like, man, I'm loving this podcast. Can I go watch the rest of it at home? Yes, you can. It's easy. How do you do it? Again, non-lethal accidents at work. I suggest if you are in some sort of office area, one paper cut might not get you to, go home early, but 1,000 paper cuts on your clitoris or the tip of your cock will definitely get you to go home early. So all you need to do is go to the basement or wherever they keep the files, or maybe it's, somewhere in the, it's a building, somewhere in the, fifth floor. That's where they keep all the files. Remove your pants and just drop a bunch of files on your cock or your little clit, and then just hopefully it'll land properly on a direction where it's like, where it doesn't even take a lot of weight, because that's paper. Paper is very light, but it does cut. But again, one is not good enough. So you want to just like kind of like throw up the documents in the air and just like try to catch it with your genitalia. Just catch it with your genitalia. Just cut right there, and then go show that to your boss and be like, I'm so sorry, Larry, I gotta go home early. And he's like, why? Darnest thing, because I got these like massive paper cuts on the tip of my cock, man, and I can't perform. And to Larry's understanding, of course, so you're sent home right there. So that's for the office folks. If that's not your cup of tea, I suggest you go to the coffee machine area of your office and just pour hot coffee all over yourself. Hopefully, like if you got like tits, pour hot coffee on your tits and just scream in pain, scream. And if you could just low-key for a second, remove your bra and just pour the coffee on top of the tit, that will give you, again, a good enough burn to be able to like, oh, I can't believe I burnt it. That will get you to go home early for sure. If you are not in like an office area, if you're working with machinery, this is even easier. If you are working with like forklifts, jackhammers, hammers, saws, I ask you this, my friend, and I want you to answer honestly. Do you really need all your fingers? Do you? I mean, 10 of them. So think about this. If you are just like hammering away, you're like, oh, I really love this job, but I even love this podcast more. And you're like, I want to watch the rest of it at home. Take that hammer, look to the side, whack, just right there on one of your fingers, the one that you like the least, and just kind of like start bleeding from your fingers, and go show that to your supervisor and be like, Jim, I gotta, if you don't mind, I gotta get out of here and take care of this. Jim will see the blood and hope that there's no lawsuit coming in. You're definitely gonna get to go home early today, fam. If you are a pilot and you're like, man, this is just taking forever, this flight is taking forever, start throwing up immediately in the cockpit. Nobody likes a pilot that throws up, and the flight will either have to turn around or go faster, because normally if there's nobody in the airplane, you could just like, cruise at a regular speed. But if there's nobody in it, you could just speed up way faster and way quicker. Sure, a lot of people might throw up in the back, but again, that's just giving a lot of people to participate in the throw up and catch it and pass it around game, isn't it? So do that. What else could you do to go home early if you are, let's say, you are, you're working with computers. You're into customer service. You're sitting at a desk and you don't have a lot of things to work with. I would suggest this: if when you're sitting behind your desk, ask a colleague who you formed a bond with to just come stand by your desk, grab your keyboard, and just give you a nice whack in the neck, and just like kind of like bruise your neck. Don't obviously like make a whole thing of it, but then walk to the manager or boss man or boss lady and say, hey, I got this bulging disc on my neck, it's fucking killing me. And they'll see a little bit of like just redness, or like you want to get like, just get them to whack you a couple of times with the keyboard, because you want to kind of get a bulge in there. It will fuck up your neck for sure. Long term, no bueno, but life is about being in the moment. And guess what? Shorter day for you at work, my friend. Let's say you are like, you work with athletics. Let's say you're in the gym, or you're like in some sort of a MMA, mixed martial arts facility. Don't be, a lot of times people are like, we test our members, we push our athletes to the limit, but we don't cross a certain line. Today's the day to cross that line. You're like, I could easily, pop an elbow today, or like, dislocate a shoulder. Go ahead and do that. Dislocate a shoulder. You will immediately go home early. You're welcome, sensei. And there you go. You can enjoy the rest of the show while you're sitting at home on your couch without having to be like, man, I got to put in a full day's worth of work today. You could always do that. There's always going to be work. But life is about living in the moments, my friend. So go home early if you can. If you could just, fucking nail gun yourself to the drywall that you're installing, you will for sure go home early. Working under a hood of a car, most often you take precaution to make sure that the car is like, lifted up properly, but maybe you kind of do a half-assed job today and maybe let the car slip and fall on your torso. Low-key, no big deal. Go home early. These are just some methods, of course. Look at what you're doing. You have to be a little bit creative. I'm not suggesting what works for one person is going to definitely work for others. There's always ways around to go home early. Let's say you've just spilled something on yourself and you want to notify people about the fact that you just spilled something about yourself. Most people like to keep it quiet because society is extremely judgmental, man. Society wants to keep you down, man. Society's always like, oh, you look at you spilled something on yourself. What a fool, man. How could you even go about? But what if we said, hey, society, we're about to turn things around and upside down and flip it on its head and make spilled things on ourselves very admirable, and just, let people know. How do you let people know? Let's say you spilled ketchup on yourself. You go around and bring attention to it, because most often you'd be like, oh no, you keep it hush hush, you keep it kind of like, keep it on DL. You don't let people, you're like, oh, do I have a wet nap? Vocalize, let others know how you feel. My goodness, I've just spilled ketchup on myself. This blouse is ruined, everyone. Take a look, I've just spilled a whole lot of wine on my dress. This dress is ruined. Take off the dress and just let people have your tits. That's one way of doing it. Another way is like, attention everyone, get on top of a table. Attention everyone. If I may, ding, 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 ding. If I may raise some awareness right now, there is some spilled drink on my dress, everyone. Why don't we have a look at all of this? Spilled drink, and all of a sudden, what used to be stigmatized, what used to be kind of like, oh, that's a, you know, and everybody will switch their minds and opinions one at a time. And next thing you know, everybody's spilling wines, spilling ketchup on their shirts, and everybody's having a great time, and everybody's saying, hey, you know what? We're doing this together. Ladies and gentlemen, a lot of times people will go around with different monkeys on their backs, whether it's, you know, different forms of, you know, whatever, you know, you got like a sugar addiction, you got like a, you know, a book addiction, you got like a toothpick addiction, you got like a, you know, kite flying addiction. There's a monkey on your back. You know, you got like a you know, riding tiny horses, aka pony addiction. You just can't wait to get your hands on a tiny pony and ride around. And it's bugging you, but it's like, oh, and you always talk about it, and you tell your friends, you're like, I got a monkey on my back, man. But they can't actually see that monkey. It's not tangible for them, and that's why they don't understand you. What you need to do, and what we're willing to propose right now to the public, is that we surgically attach monkeys to your back. So next time you tell people, oh, I got a monkey on my back, fill in the blank, you can turn around and show them the actual physical monkey that's attached to your back. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, where can you find these videos? On Instagram, follow me there, subscribe on the YouTube channel, check out patreon.com/RobSadra. I'll be here again next week. Peace.